I'm not gonna burn you again. I'm going to stab you!
This doctor is an absolute monster who enjoys tormenting his patients. He grabs a lighter and burns the soles of the girl's feet. House quickly figures out that the girl isn't actually paralyzed. She's faking it and plans to kick her out of the hospital. But House doesn't leave right away. After his assistant tells him the girl suddenly has trouble breathing, he rushes back to the room. He pulls out a massive syringe to scare the girl, but she doesn't flinch. He lifts the syringe, but again, no reaction from the girl. House immediately checks her neck and notices her carotid artery is bulging. He tells his team to lay her down and then shoots the needle straight into her chest. When the blood comes out, everyone finally realizes that House had already made the correct diagnosis. The next day, a man who's been paralyzed for 8 years rolls his wheelchair into a pool. Luckily, he's rushed to the hospital in time and his condition isn't life-threatening. House walks into the room and starts talking to the man's wife, claiming that the man is just a burden to the family and they should have given up on him a long time ago. House ignores the wife's pleas and keeps his eyes on the man. When the man doesn't respond, House goes on, saying that the wife doesn't want to care for her paralyzed husband. Still, the man doesn't move. The wife, fed up with House, moves to take her husband home. Just then, House notices the man's mouth twitch. He quickly moves to the bedside, tells the wife to lay him back down, and asks the man to repeat the words. Though the man can't speak and only moves his throat, this is the sign House was waiting for. House compares all the paralyzed patients in the hospital to the man's case and suspects he might have a cyst in his pancreas. He arranges for a bronchoscopy. Everyone thinks House has lost it. They worry that performing the procedure could cause the man's throat to collapse, which could be fatal. But House insists. During the procedure, they don't find any cyst in the pancreas, but pulling out the endoscope causes the man's throat to collapse. With the man struggling to breathe, they have no choice but to cut open his trachea. But House still argues that the problem isn't the throat collapse, it's that the brain gave the wrong instructions. He arranges a brain scan to check for issues. Other doctors criticize him, saying he's torturing the patient because the scan could lead to a brain bleed. But House doesn't care. He pushes forward with the scan. After multiple scans, they don't find anything wrong with the man's brain. However, the procedure causes blood to leak from his ears. Even after all this, House refuses to admit he's wrong. He keeps insisting there's something wrong with the man's brain and demands another scan. This time, all the doctors refuse, saying it's essentially murder. House goes to the hospital director for help, but she calls him a crazy doctor who just goes by gut feeling. She refuses to approve his request and arranges for the man to be discharged at 7 a.m. the next morning. All the criticism starts to get to House, and he begins to doubt himself. He goes for a run to clear his head. When he sees a fountain, he jumps in to cool off, and that's when it hits him. He rushes to the director and tells her the man's brain temperature is high because of a hypothalamic dysfunction, which is why he jumped in the pool, not for suicide, but to cool down. He says if they inject him with cortisol, the man will be fine. The next morning, she follows his advice and injects the man with cortisol. But when she checks, there's no change, and she leaves, clearly disappointed. However, as the nurse prepares to send the man away, something incredible happens. The man's hand starts to tremble. Then, his throat begins to move. Even more surprising, he manages to undo his seatbelt and, after 8 years of paralysis, shakily stands up from his wheelchair.